let's move on then for the last half an hour of the show about the music of the spheres. Now, if you've never heard of that before, it was put forth by Pythagoras. And again, referencing the document, Music and Healing, a Pythagorean theory, that says that it's probable that Pythagoreans recognize a connection between the 7 Greek modes and the planets. As an example, Pliny declares that the Saturn moves in the Dorian mode and Jupiter in the Phrygian mode, which of course are references to different types of music. It is also apparent that the temperaments are keyed to various modes and passions likewise. Thus, anger, which is fiery passion, may be accentuated by a fiery mode or its power neutralized by a watery mode. Now back again to Manly P. Hall's Secret Teachings of All Ages, a chapter entitled Pythagorean Theory of Music and Color. Mr. Hall says, the most sublime but least known of all the Pythagorean speculations was that of sidereal harmonics. It was said that of all men only Pythagoras heard the music of the spheres. Apparently the Chaldeans were the first people to conceive of the heavenly bodies joining in a cosmic chant as they moved in a stately manner across the sky. Job in the Bible describes a time when the stars of the morning sang together. And in The Merchant of Venice, the author of the Shakespearean play writes, there's not the smallest orb which thou beholdst, but in his motion like an angel sings. So little remains, however, of the Pythagorean system of celestial music that is only possible to approximate the actual theory. Pythagoras conceived the universe to be an immense monochord with its single string connected at its upper end to absolute spirit and at its lower end to absolute matter. In other words, a cord stretched between heaven and earth. And anyone out there who studies hermetics will recognize this immediately as the hermetic principle of polarity. Counting inward from the circumference of the heavens, Pythagoras, according to some authorities, divided the universe into 9 parts. According to others, 12 parts, which of course, the 12-fold system, astrology. The 12-fold system was as follows. The first division was the Empyrean, the spheres of the fixed stars, and was the dwelling place of the immortals. The second to 12th divisions were in order the spheres of Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon, and fire, air, water, and earth. The arrangement of the 7 planets, the Sun and Moon being regarded as planets in the old astronomy, is identical to the candlestick symbolism of the Jews, with the Sun in the center as the main stem and 3 planets on either side of that. Now, I bet nobody ever thought of that. To Pythagoras, music was one of the dependencies of the divine science of mathematics, and its harmonies were inflexibly controlled by mathematical proportions. The Pythagoreans averred that mathematics demonstrated the exact method by which the good established and maintained its universe. Number, therefore, preceded harmony. And since it was the immutable law that governs all harmonic proportions, after discovering these harmonic ratios, Pythagoras gradually initiated his disciples into this, the supreme arcanum of his mysteries. So consider yourself slightly or to some degree initiated today, dear listeners around the world. He divided the multitudinous parts of creation into a vast number of planes or spheres, to each of which he assigned a tone, a harmonic interval, a number, a name, a color, and a form. He then proceeded to prove the accuracy of his deductions by demonstrating them upon different planes of intelligence and substance, ranging from the most abstract logical premise to the most concrete geometrical solid. From the common agreement of these diversified methods of proof, he established the indisputable existence of certain natural laws. Now, let's talk about the cosmic octave. Okay, because listening to that about Plato, Pythagoras, you could say, well, that's a little bit of moonback kookery. That was a long time ago. He was a math man. But we have science now. We know what we're doing. Well, yes, we do. And yes, we do. So, the cosmic octave. Yes, the planets do, in fact, ring. Okay. The Earth day has a frequency of 194.18 hertz. The Earth year has a frequency of 136.10 hertz. The Platonic year, 172.6 hertz. The Synodic moon, 210.42 hertz. We will learn about the actual exact frequencies of the planets and how they affect you in the last half hour. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.